probably when I was like 9 or 10 years old, because I was really bad at basketball. I didn't play like past sixth grade, but I was always watching hoop mixtapes. Allen Iverson was that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's that guy.
Man, we here at KOTV.
I'm 5'6". He's that guy for me. Any guy under like 5'11", like that's your guy.
AI,
like
the answer. I just found out that my boy is a Sixers fan. I'm a Sixers fan. KOTV presents.
It feels like
Nick
we're a
Rose,
dying
man.
breed.
Come on, man. We got an audience, man.
Let's go.
Damn, Nick, man. So how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm blessed to be here. Thank you for
been a long time
being
coming.
here. I know.
I've been doing everything in my power, best of my abilities to get Nick here. We always have different schedules, but we here now. We here now, man. So talk to me, Nick. So recently, you said you had some changes going on in your life.
Yeah.
Speak to some of those changes if you can.
I'm going currently back to college.
Okay.
2 years ago, I dropped out of college and I said I'm gonna be a musician. But I went to work and I did the musician thing, and now I'm like, I need more money because I actually want to be an artist. And I'm realizing that having those goals and those plans, like, you're gonna need a budget. You're gonna need to financially be literate in how you want to move. So for me, I just said if I'm gonna go back to school, I have to have a reason. So now I'm going back to get a business degree, and that's really kind of just fitting in those missing pieces to what I need to do to get better.
Okay. And the business degree, you would say, is more so for you to have the knowledge of how to conduct your own business, conduct yourself as a business.
Yes, and just the simple fact that I don't want to say, and I don't want to spread the narrative, because a lot of people talk about, like, you need a college degree or, like, certain opportunities will close themselves off a college degree. I don't think you need it, but I do notice in a lot of conversations, especially when I'm talking to people, whoever, about money and where I want to go with music. A lot of people talk about structuring businesses and stuff. And a lot of people who invest, like, they want to know that you have some kind of knowledge. So unless you've already built a successful business, they want to see at least some sort of credential, or like you want to know something. Because I don't have like $1 million or even a profitable business to my name right now. But adding that to my ammo, like, that's all that I'm really worried about.
Okay. Yeah. All right. If I could give you any advice as a college grad, to my own. It took me a while, but the only advice I would have to say is once you start, finish.
Yeah.
I know you had dropped out, but you're back now.
That's what everyone has said to me. They're like, just finish
Understand that college is one, time consuming, and somebody paying for that.
True.
Whether it be you, whether it be a loan that you have to get back, somebody paying for that. So make sure that you think about that and take it and be like, you know what? I'm gonna not, what's the word I'm looking for? Sacrifice what that money has done for me in vain, kind of thing. Like, I'm gonna make
Don't let that opportunity not cost anything, because it clearly costs something to get there. So
like,
whatever comes after it, like, embrace that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So now, piggybacking off of what you said about knowing about the business and things like that, I would say that you do pretty well for yourself as an independent artist. And,
I appreciate that.
Streams and things of that nature, right?
I'm trying
and
my best.
You've gotten 1 million streams before, right?
This is true. This is true.
Do you know how that works in terms of money and that breakdown and things of that nature?
Yeah.
Could you speak to that?
Absolutely. I think what I've realized, especially in the past year, is that a majority of money, I say as an independent artist, I can't really speak for anyone else's situation, unless you are doing Drake numbers or you're doing like considerably, like if you're doing like hundreds of thousands or millions of streams, like, you're gonna start to see thousands of dollars roll in. But when I say like a couple million streams, might only be a couple $1,000. Like, if you go on Google and do the calculator math, whatever it is.
Streams,
because on Spotify it's like 0.004, like it's like a decimal of a cent that you make per stream. Specifically on Spotify, and on the other ones, Apple, YouTube, other things, it's a little bit higher. Tidal, you get like close to a cent, which is like crazy.
You feel like that needs to change?
100%. But at the same time, it's hard for me to say, like, I'm not in control of those powers that be, those corporations. So obviously when CDs and vinyls and all of that physical media was failing like 2 decades ago, a decade ago, and everything went online, it only makes sense that, like, all right, we can make money like per click per ad like we do on anything, like just on the amount of clicks that we get. So it's hard for me to say that art is being measured properly as it should be anymore. I like to think that record sales used to mean more when it was just people actually going to the store and buying the copy, or however it is. But there's always gonna be ways that the corporations fuck that up, and they're gonna fudge the numbers to make themselves look good. And it's gonna be infinitely harder to break the threshold of looking good if you're indie. But
the only issue I feel like I have with how they distribute the money is what determines that. Like, do people just get together one day and just be like, for Spotify, we're gonna give you 4.04 cents on the dollar. Mm-hmm. Like, why are people just coming together and just picking a number and saying that's what you're gonna get paid?
That's a great question. I know it used to be like from iTunes when I first started out, like iTunes, like like sales on iTunes. I remember they used to tell you that it was like an 80-20 split directly. So they tell you 80% of the money goes directly to the iTunes marketplace, 20% comes back to you. That's a crazy number now, but also at the time when they were talking about it, people were signing into deals and still are where they make 15 to 20%. So it doesn't seem that crazy when you kind of ration it out like that, but it's still minuscule no matter what you're getting.
So as an artist, how do you go about getting your money? Like, talk about some of the things you got to sign up for, and how do you kind of collect your money?
All right. Here's your masterclass. Ready?
Yeah, give them the masterclass, man. Right. That's what we here
Artists, for. If you're just uploading your music to DistroKid or TuneCore, United Masters, or whatever, here's what you need to do when you upload your shit. Number one, make sure you're signed up for ASCAP BMI or some similar performance right organization that's going to collect all the mechanical royalties, comp, and publishing. Okay? You get one royalty in your DistroKid bank. That's not all the money your song makes. If you register the ISRC code, the IRSC, whatever the fuck it's called. Register the code that gets it registered everywhere. You take all that metadata and you put it in one of those performing rights things. You can also sign up for Sound Exchange and a variety of other ones. You'll get the money that you're looking for in time. Obviously, you got to put work in. You got to get streamed. You got to
make good music.
But if you're getting plays, you're missing out on multiple revenue streams if you're not signed up to collect your shit on the songwriting and the publishing side. And that's fairly easy to do. Toss like $50, $100 to register. Collect money for the rest of your life. Go do it. Also, more money I've noticed clearly is in, like, if you can tour and you can sell merchandise, that's where the money is, but you also have to have a brand. You have to have impetus and motion behind that. Most indie artists I know now are getting money through sync and licensing. You got to make shit not necessarily for yourself, but you might be working with a company or someone individually that's like a supervisor for a show, or someone like directly getting your music placed in movies, TV shows, commercials, trailers, YouTube videos, other people's content. That's the way I see most people getting paid and like getting bags.
So they're not really going the route where they're just trying to do traditional. Let me get all these streams. I mean, they're trying to link up with somebody and say, let me put this song in a video game.
Right.
Or something like that. A lot of people put this song in a TV show, a Tubi show.
A lot of people want to be Drake, but there's a lot of money in being that guy that no one knows that plays in the episode of Power. Like, you don't know that artist necessarily, but a lot of people are going to Shazam it. A lot of people are going to find you individually, and you're also probably making at least a couple $1,000s up front plus royalties on the back end whenever that show plays again. So why would you bank on needing people to treat your music like reruns when you could just put your shit on a rerun of a show and let it make money for you? It's that simple. And it's really not that simple, because one, you got to make good music. Two, you have to have the connections to work with a reputable agency or a music supervisor, someone that's going to get your music there. And three, you just have to have the luck that they pick it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, that's the way I see most people making a bag and saving it and utilizing it consistently. Most of the indie artists I know are not necessarily forgetting the art part, but they're transitioning, focusing a lot on songwriting and getting their shit placed and producing for commercials and shit like that.
Okay. All right. What is the song that got you that million views?
Nightmare. Nightmare.
Okay. And when you got it, did you expect it? Or did you see it coming?
I never thought that song was gonna do well. Never. I released it as a single, which is, in a way, I obviously hoped it did well, but it was like a risk when I first put it out, because I had never put out something like that. It was a pop song, but it's also lo-fi, and it's like depressing and a little like creepy and emotional. It's just like not the record you would imagine people going. Like, if I made some shit over like 808s, 130 BPM, that's the shit I assume people are gonna go crazy for and play in the car. But no, it's the shit that people cry to before they go to sleep. I can't control that. That's who I've become. But I'm cool with it.
So when you get that million, you think like, okay, just let me just make a song just like that again? Do you replay the formula? Do you feel like, all right, I got the formula now? Is it back to the drawing board?
I've thought about that a million times, and I don't feel like it. I feel there's maybe
luck of the draw. Like,
I feel like it's luck of the draw because I've thought about and I've tried to make songs similar to it, but it's like, what am I doing trying to replicate lightning in a bottle? If I could just see myself as like a cloud, like hopefully I can make lightning strike twice or more. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to treat it as like that's like the moment I have to be defined by. I'm very happy that that's what most people know me for. But I don't want to get caught up in like, that's what most people know me for. That's it. Like I want to show that there's versatility behind it ultimately.
All right. All right. So speaking of your versatility, right? I'm glad you let me segue into that, right? What would you rather do? Cause like on one hand, you can rap your ass off, and then on the other hand, you make hits. So what would you rather do? I feel like that's an issue that a lot of CT artists try to balance. Like I don't know why, like motherfuckers in CT just rap good. Like I don't know why. Like
we do.
But then there's another side of y'all that's where it's like, I feel like I gotta make the hits, or like y'all can do both.
You can do both. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a great question, and this is the number one conversation. Shout out Mud, my manager.
Shout out Mud.
This is the number one conversation that we've been having, and we had this last week for like an hour on the phone. It's just been a constant battle of me figuring out like, can I do whatever I want to do, or what's the plan forward? So I've been getting told personally, focus on pop music. I want to focus on pop music because I also believe, I love the music I make. I like making pop music, and I know there's an audience for it. People clearly like it. Rapping is what I started with, so for me...
That's like your passion?
That's what I always want to do. My mind first goes to writing verses and couplets and just finding pockets, everything like that. So for me, my mind is trained almost like to instinctively make rap music. So I never see myself stopping doing that, but... I feel like, at least for the time being going forward, I'm probably going to focus more on pop music. There will never be not the versatility, but I feel like I'm going to kind of have to do it more like eras or phases, or like I'm going to roll out a project that's all this. Maybe I'll roll out a project that's all that. Because,
So one thing I did notice, like you'll drop a pop record, but then you'll give us like a rap freestyle real quick.
Switch it to a rap freestyle.
Yeah, like I peeped the Joe Budden shit. That was hard.
Thank you.
That was dope. So like, do you have anything that's like in the works for us, like another pop record?
I do. Hopefully, KOTV. Hopefully, there'll be a new Nick Rose single by the end of the year. Okay. Hopefully, I can't promise that, but the goal is to get a music video out before the end of December. Because I have one or two singles that I'm like really keen on dropping soon, but I'm building out the next album, and hopefully that'll be done summerish, hopefully this time next year, and I'll roll it out around thenish. So I'm really gunning for like next year, 2024. What's it gonna look like around this time? And I'm just working on building up the music that I want to make then.
All right. And where would you rank Wandering in your catalog?
Shit.
Can you sing question.
Yeah. Hold on.
Sing the song.
I need water first, dude.
I need a.
It's gonna be rough. Into the night just so that I can run and hide away from your eyes, girl. Wandering off into space, running in place. That look on your face will never escape. No.
Damn, stop playing. That's a hit record.
Oh my god.
That's a hit record. You need to push that.
I got nicotine in my throat.
I'm smoking on that reefer. Nah, but thank you for that.
Of course.
Before you go, I wanted to. You need to push that record. I don't care.
Not gonna stop.
Whatever album that you drop next, that's on it. That's on it. If I need to talk to Mud about that, that's
we've
on it.
talked about repurposing singles for a bigger album. So
that's on it. You need to rework that song until that song get 1 million views.
Might just have to do that.
If I would have heard that song on TikTok, that shit would have had people dancing to. I need that. I need you to keep working that record. And when that shit, because that's the one. That's the one. I just want you to be like, KOTV knew it. That's all.
KOTV knew it.
You feel me?
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely going to think about that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. That's the one. Like, that song is the one. That's the one. I'm telling you right now. People should listen to me when I talk, because I know my music. That's one thing I know. I know the music, and that's one of them ones.
Thank you.
So before we get out of here, I want to talk about something. What's the topic? I would say in Connecticut, showcases.
Yeah.
Showcases, the good, the bad, the ugly. If you had to talk about the pros and the cons of showcases, what would you say that they are? Especially here in Connecticut.
All right, let me try to type this like a high school essay. The pros of pay to play or just indie artist showcases in general is that for most artists, you don't have a base. You seldom have a brand that is ready to be pushed to millions and millions of people. So the best place to test your audience, test the market, try something new, or just get a gauge of if people fuck with you or not is to do a showcase. If you can't budget your own show or do something, like a showcase is genuinely the best option for you to make new fans, meet other artists, producers, engineers, whoever the hell is in your space that you should be connecting with, and getting a vibe, having experience on stage, and not being, we see a bunch of people going to Rolling Loud and look like an absolute idiot. They haven't been to showcases. Like, that they're just getting pushed. And I'm not trying to speak bad on anyone, but we pay, people are paying thousands of dollars to show up to festivals.
Are you referring to the industry plans that they're just kind of like, you're signed?
I mean, pretty much.
You're signed and we got the power.
And I like a majority of the artists that I'm thinking of right now, but it's unfortunate that you have someone with one record, or maybe they just put out an EP, and you're throwing them on stage with like no training, essentially. You just signed a deal a year ago. Like, you just bought a Wraith. You haven't done a pay to play fucking showcase, but you're gonna be on one of the biggest stages in the world. I mean, genuinely.
Drop a name.
I don't want to say
There's
it.
one mainstream artist.
But like, I mean, it is Ice Spice, because that's who it was. That's who it was. That's what made everyone say that.
I love Ice Spice.
I mean, that's who it was, though. Like, if you think about last year's Rolling Loud,
that's who it was.
She popped out for 5 minutes. She did the same song twice. And she left. I love Ice Spice. I'm for the girlies, but that's not what people paid to see at Rolling Loud. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's that simple. I think that if you need experience to do shows, you should at least do a couple showcases. And ultimately, the best situation is if you're doing these showcases consistently, you're probably going to build your own base and just take it to your own show. That's the best way to do it. But at the same time, there's a lot of bullshit that happens. Obviously, there's barriers that exist, whether it be favoritism, nepotism, dudes putting on shows and then just putting on the only people in their collective or whatever. There's obviously people who will charge varying amounts to just get you on the stage for 5, 10, 15 minutes. I think that's always bullshit. I do want to beheave you, though, if there's an opportunity that might require money. At the same time, maybe it is a good investment for you if it's $50 or something. I can't speak for anyone else's financials. I just know personally, I would rather sit around for a month, 2, 3 months, save up $500 to $1,000, throw your own show, your small show, as opposed to 100, 200, 500 for 5, 10 minutes. That, you could have done that a million different ways, but you're never going to get it back. They have that now. They're going to do another showcase. So.
Oh shit! Okay, so that's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think it's a good.
I think there's a right way to do showcases and a wrong way.
100%.
And a lot of the times, the wrong way is what gets done.
The wrong way is what's marketed most.
Yeah, that's the issue that I feel like is with at least the showcases in this area.
Yeah, I don't wanna shit on anyone that I personally know, because honestly, from what I can speak to, a lot of the artists that I know who are starting things, like I love a lot of them, and I think that ultimately anything that we're doing to organize people, especially locally, is a good thing to do. I am gonna say, though, if you're fucking Concert Crave, if you're one of these big ass companies that tours all over the country, and I know you're collecting $100 to $500 or more off of like the 20 to 50 people at every single event in every city, like clearly that's damn near a Ponzi scheme. How is that not? Like, just be smarter.
Yeah.
Like, you're not opening for Trippie Redd because you did a showcase in Amherst, Massachusetts, in a rented out theater.
That's a fact.
Like, but I don't know, man. No,
I get it. I totally get it. So before we go, I got one more question. Is there anything that you want to tell the people?
Shit.
Anything, whether it be advice, anything you got coming up. Tell your mom you love her.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is, please subscribe to and like and comment on every single thing Kings of the Vision. You see Kings of the Vision podcast. We're right here. Tune in, stay tapped in. Shout out BMR Studios as well. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna keep dropping stuff. You can follow me everywhere at NXCKRXSE. It's Nick Rose, like an Xbox gamer tag. Same thing for my website. I stream on Twitch every Monday night. So if you want to come chill, we review music, we watch YouTube videos, I play video games. I just got a Switch, so hopefully I'll be running that soon. Yeah, probably not because Nintendo's a bitch with the copyright, but so it's not gonna happen. But yeah, I'm chilling. Hopefully you'll hear new music from me soon, and I'm very blessed to be here. Thank you.
All right. So lastly, right, you have to win a fade. You have to win a 1v. I want to say 1v1, but you got to win this fight, right? Tell me which one you picking. It's between 1 gorilla-sized chicken or 3 chicken-sized gorillas.
That's a dinosaur.
A
gorilla-sized chicken is a dinosaur at that point. I'm taking the 3 chicken-sized gorillas.
Think about it. Now,
I thought about
gorillas,
it.
They got gorillas.
They're jacked. They're jacked whatever size they are.
They're just chicken size.
If he's this tall, he can kick my ass. But I'd like to think it's more like a Goomba stomp as opposed to like the giant dinosaur chicken just fucking. Like it really matters like the radius of the foot. Like that's what I'm thinking of. Like one can just stomp on me. I can like easily maybe get a couple kicks in. Okay. Good punt.
All right.
Something. All right. I don't know.
I like the thought process.
I just I don't have the reach to get down. That's not gonna happen. I can't really fade them down. But hopefully I got the leg.
Yo, he's definitely about to have to face a Toronto Raptor. Like I'm not gonna lie to you.
I just don't want to face it. Thank you, bro. A pleasure.
Weeks KOTV, and we are out of here.
Thank you.